Hello, hello, hello. I'm author and entrepreneur, the Cerebral Palsy Vigilante, Zachary Fennell. In today's video, I would like to discuss aging in cerebral palsy, CP for short, or seeing how I have other videos on the topic. I should say discuss aging in CP more. This will mark my fourth video on the subject, dating back to April 2015 when I published a video titled Cerebral Palsy and Growing Older. 2 years later, in my video Cerebral Palsy at 30 years old, I vowed to keep documenting my aging process with spastic hemiplegic CP, creating new videos as I felt significant changes. A vow I kept to when I released Feeling 32 with Cerebral Palsy in November of 2019. If you like what I end up sharing here today, make sure to check out those aforementioned videos as well. Although, before I get into any of my insights, I must emphasize I am not a doctor or medical professional. I am simply sharing my experiences as a 36-year-old living with spastic hemiplegic CP because back in 2015, when I did my first video on this topic, there was not much information on the matter out there. That has slowly began changing through research being done by organizations like Cerebral Palsy Research Network. Nonetheless, I still feel the urge to share my personal experiences, hopeful they will resonate with you in one way or another. Reflecting on the 3.5 years since my last Aging with CP video, one element to aging stands out to me: mindset. I can illustrate the power of mindset by recalling a particular experience. In early August of 2021, I fell. Nothing unusual for someone with balance issues. So I did what I always do: picked myself up and got back to things. Or so I tried. Quickly, I realized I caused more damage than my usual cuts and scrapes. In fact, I ended up straining my groin, my first serious injury since falling in elementary school and giving myself a concussion. There was no mystery behind the fall that caused my concussion. I was a young child entering school on a snowy Cleveland winter day. My parents always advised my brothers and I to wipe our feet on the entrance mat before walking on the school's tile floor. Being a curious kid, I wondered, what if I don't? I sure learned that lesson the hard way. Fast forward to me at 34 years old and the fall that led to my sprained groin. The way I felt wasn't so different from other falls I had. Suspicion arose. Had I become old enough where my body was losing durability? Sounded reasonable. I could easily make that my mindset. However, I hesitated. There was one difference with the fall in question. I had a fabric face mask in my back pocket. As silly as it may sound, did the extra padding of the face mask cause an extra jolt which led to the injury? Nearly 2 years later, I feel comfortable to conclude, as silly as it may sound, that extra padding from the fabric face mask was the culprit behind the sprained groin. I conclude that because since then I've had at least 3 hard falls, 2 at work and one during a 5K in December 2022. Each time I only ended up with minor cuts. For another example, I can point to an issue I began experiencing late in 2022 at 35 years old. More and more as I stood up from my desk chair, my lower back would tighten up, forcing me to get up gingerly. I could have had the mindset this must be premature aging that can come with cerebral palsy. Instead, I analyzed the situation. In my analysis, 2 key factors came to my mind. For one, as I mentioned in my cerebral palsy at 30 years old video, I started using a pillow for cushion when sitting in chairs, especially hardback chairs. Well, guess what? The pillow I was using at 30 years old was still the same pillow I was using half a decade later in 2022. Through frequent daily use over 5+ years, that pillow naturally lost cushioning. Similarly, the second factor also deals with usage over time. My computer chair at the time was a hand me down from my parents after they purchased a new computer chair, whenever that was. Between the pre use of the chair and my daily use of the chair, the seat naturally wore and became less supportive. Such wear and tear to both my pillow and chair could also be contributing to the back issues I was experiencing when standing up. A theory I proved right over time. For the 2022 holiday season, I asked my brother Nick for a backrest for my chair, something I could use alternatively to my sunken beat up pillow. The new backrest was not perfect, but did lower the frequency of my issue. Then, in April, for my 36th birthday, I asked my parents to get me a brand new computer chair. That new chair has made the last couple of months quite blissful. Making the moral of the story, it's not just you aging with cerebral palsy. Your equipment is aging too and will periodically need to be replaced. Also important to your mindset is understanding with age, routine tasks will become more challenging. For instance, managing my energy levels while aging has proven to be a challenge for me, especially now when I am working anywhere between 32 and 40 hours a week, not to mention staying active with 5Ks and other activities. However, I rise to the challenge by focusing on how I can improve my energy levels. First and foremost, to me, is sleep. I recognize I need 8 hours of sleep a night. That's non negotiable. I am not a teenager or in my early 20s anymore. 4 or 5 hours of sleep and an hour nap during the day will not work. On the rare occasion I do not get 8 hours of sleep, I make up the sleep that following night or night after that, or with naps. I'm okay with that too, because that's what I need to operate at my best. It's vital to trust your instinct and know what you need. I listen to a lot of different motivational messages, and one idea which clashes with me is sleep faster. I understand why 8 hours of sleep can be seen as troubling to motivational speakers. That's 1/3 of the day, 33% of our most valuable resource, time. However, for me, metaphorically investing in that 33% of sleep ensures I am able to make the most of the 67% of the time I am awake. So I encourage you to not let others pressure you into feeling bad about getting the amount of sleep you need, unless that amount of sleep is an unhealthy amount, like 16 hours a day. Then I encourage you to see a medical professional, which, to remind you, I am not. The experiences I have shared here today are my personal experiences aging with spastic hemiplegic CP. I hope my experiences may resonate with you or help you in some way as you get older. Ideally, encouraging you to see the importance of mindset aging with cerebral palsy to maintain a problem solution focus. Admittedly, adopting said mindset is much easier said than done. I could talk for hours about the exercises and stretches I do daily and weekly, the thought process I go through daily to prioritize my needs to make the most of my time. However, out of respect for your time, I will start wrapping up this video. Please do leave any questions you have for me down in the comments. While you are down there, also be sure to hit the thumbs up icon to show you liked today's video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to be notified every time I publish a new video. Until then, remember, don't blend in, blend out.